Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the final word. Manchester United 0, Everton 1. Sounds good. It feels good. It's a good place to be. It's a good place to be. Just breathe it in. Breathe it in. Unexpected victory, and they're the best. In adversity makes it even better. Clean sheet makes it even better. Going by John. Heather obviously here with me, as you can see. Don't need the introduction, but Head, felt good. Feels good. It
First
feels
time
good.
we've ever said that on our channel.
Not quite.
It is. It's the first time we've beaten Manchester United.
Oh, okay, said
about
0-1.
yeah. All
on
right.
our channel.
About that particular game.
We've never beaten them, so feels good.
Feels amazing.
It's a first. TV.
When Toffee TV started, we had beat them at Old Trafford that year, but it was the end of the season, wasn't it, when we started? So, yeah, correct. John, you were there, still smiling. Today, breathing.
Yeah.
What pleased you most about the victory?
Overcoming adversity that occurred on or around the 13th minute.
Which we'll get into in a minute.
Having started really quickly, you know, and then Seamus goes off, so okay, that was sad, but you get over that. And then the lunacy, and you could easily, particularly with some of the fragile egos or fragile mental behaviours in our team, they could have fell on their arse and just rolled over. And I have not seen all the cack that no doubt was coming out of United fans around that time on social media.
Oh, okay.
But I can well imagine it was very much, how many are we going to win by? And we just, as soon as we got over it, and it didn't take long, did it? A few minutes, literally. We just went back to bossing the game. And I don't think from the kick-off onwards, apart from that little bit then, that the outcome was in doubt, or unexpected, rather.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
It looked like we'd shot ourselves in the foot when Gana went.
I just meant it was unexpected.
Pre-match defo.
By the way it was, and our history there.
Yeah,
but
pre-match defo.
I mean, the team news come out and Seamus Coleman was in, which was we suspected James Garner to be put back in midfield, but did we suspect Seamus Coleman applied? Didn't I thought it'd be Jake O'Brien, if any, but it was Seamus.
No, I don't think many people did. Even though I think some people wanted it to happen because of the games for Ireland, but I don't think anyone actually expected it to happen. I'd be interested to know the thought process behind that decision. First game of the season in the Premier League, away to Manchester United. Starting a game, slightly strange. So, be interesting to know. But if he's trained well all week and the manager took confidence from the games he's played internationally, then what can you do? What can you do? It might just been a stroke of bad luck and it's just happened at that moment. But I didn't expect it. But it is what it is, and just another Everton thing, isn't it?
Well, the last two, I mean, we all love Seamus. I don't think there's any Everton fan that doesn't love Seamus Coleman. The last two Premier League games he started, he limped off the last game at Goodison after inside the opening 15, and he's gone off last night with a hamstring injury. The manager's confirmed it as. So the intensity is obviously a lot different than what the playing internationally is. But maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just three sort of. He's had those big moments for Ireland in a relatively short space of time, and then saying that maybe just right now he's not fully up to that fitness levels in his legs because he has suffered a little bit with injury, and that's why it made it a little bit risky for me. I always think those kind of decisions are best made. I don't know why, because it's still a football pitch, but are normally best made at home. And I mean, John, you were in the ground when obviously the team news come up, or close to it.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that he was included?
Yeah. I mean, we debated it over there, and on balance, we expected. But again, with David being the way he is, it was a risky call, and it was a risk that ultimately didn't last very long, did it? And he's not going to take that risk again. And I think, hopefully, it's not something too serious. But there's many months before World Cups that come round and stuff and what have you. But I think Seamus, perhaps as he walked off, knew I'm perhaps going to really struggle to start another game.
Yeah, it's really. It'll be rubbish if that's sort of the end of it. But listen, let's hope it's
he'll
not.
Get minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's going to. and certainly if he does get a start, it's going to be at home, isn't it?
Well, that's what you'd think, wouldn't you? But we'll see how it sort of goes. But I mean, I thought Everton started the game really well. I mean, Sunderland away a couple of weeks ago, you know, before the sort of the international, they started the game brilliantly. They opened in half an hour, and that put the home team on the back foot. And we done that with Manchester United last night.
Yeah, we're playing really high press, maybe, and a really high line, and just not letting them get away from us. And it worked, because I think we've got technically good footballers now who can keep the ball. And obviously putting James Garner back in midfield helped that, because, and then maybe that was the idea with having Seamus, as Seamus was so comfortable on the ball, and it showed that for Ireland, is we were comfortable in midfield on the ball. So it was working. It worked all game, really, or certainly the first half. So we just pushed on them, didn't really give them any space to get in behind, and you know, early on till the incident. So yeah, it was. We were looked like we were in a good position, and that's what made the situation more infuriating as it evolved.
Yeah, listen, you're absolutely right. I was so enthused that my mindset had totally switched from 5 to 8 to 2 minutes past 8. And I sort of had that, I think probably most of us do. You sort of know with Everton in the first few minutes what they're going to be like. And we were just so on it. And they were struggling to not only get out, but to get anything on the you know, any foot on the ball. And I think from a United perspective, those two, as their midfield, don't work for me. I mean, as an opposition, going to it, Casemiro and Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, brilliant footballer. He's the player that you hate when he plays against you, but you love if he plays for you. But he's a fantastic footballer. He can be a little bit of a rat as well, the snide, as we saw in Atlanta when we were over there. And you know, he's done and jive late after the ball and things like that. Such a talented footballer, but having him and Casemiro was the protection. Always felt we had a chance, and we were right on it. And that's why when the incident happened, I was so infuriated, because we just lost Seamus, which was a bit of a, you know, you set up, and Coleman, he got forward a couple of times, hadn't he? Put a cross in and stuff, and it was like we were looking good. We lost him, we had to reshuffle. Jake O'Brien comes on, and then that happens, and we've got some of the stills around it. So this is where it starts. They start breaking, and Michael Keane, I don't know why he's that far up the pitch, but he gets turned on the halfway. He's left a big hole where I don't think he needs to go, but he goes and he just gets done down the corner. We take it on. United are breaking on us, and Michael's still circled. He's nowhere near the play, and Idrissa Gana Gueye's running back, and obviously they're racing in on goal, so you're a bit worried about, you know, because Tahi's either go over to Mbumo, or he's got Xerxes the other way, so it's almost, you know, he's got two things to worry about. Carry it on there. They get in the box, and Tahi does really well, actually holds him up. Now we can see Garner arriving on the scene. We look at the next still. So this is where Garner's nicked it, and he's knocked it. It's not a great ball to Michael Keane. No. I get it. It's not a good ball, but I've got Michael Keane circled, and I've got Bruno Fernandes circled. Keane is evidently closer to the football than what Bruno Fernandes is. Goes on. Now, that if Michael Keane makes that run where I've got the arrow, look how much ground Fernandes has got to make, albeit the ball's rolling back towards him. But if Michael Keane even makes that play, as in runs over, he doesn't even have to put the tackle in. He just has to be closer. Look where he is when Fernandes strikes the ball, because he doesn't move. And I think that's why Idrissa has gone at him, because he didn't even attempt to go and close the space down. Now, okay, he mightn't have been able to go over, even giving him the full benefit of the doubt, he mightn't have even been able to go over and sort of win the ball. And this is obviously what you can see after it, which is them two having their set two. Now, if he just runs over and gets himself a yard away or a foot away from Fernandes, at least he's not got a clear strike at goal. You know what I mean? He's led him with a clear strike. And I'll be honest, I don't know about you, but when it left his foot, I was expecting the net to ripple, because it was that moment where you've been so good and you give a loose ball away and bang, it ends up in your net. And okay, it fizzes wide or whatever. And then obviously the incident happens, because Idrissa's run over and had a go at him, which is what you see in football, you know, at every level. It's been there forever. hasn't it? And I think where I think Michael Keane makes it worse is he puts his head on Gana. Instead of either like just shoving him away or saying go away and ignore it, I know it's difficult, or stand your ground and have the arguments. He doesn't issue with that, but he puts it and then he shoves him and then he goes to do it again and it's just a slap and you can't raise your hands obviously, and that's what the letter of the law is. But I mean, only the third time it's ever happened in the Premier League, you know, and of course it'd be us. Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Head first when we go to John, because obviously we had two different things. You're in the away end, you're
150 yards away.
You're exactly, so, but you haven't got what the TV showed was Mbeumo and Fernandes sort of discussing. You heard the big roar, and then the next minute you go back on, and them two are going for it, and he's been carded. He just received the card.
Been sent off. Like, so, no one knew what it was for till he showed it.
You're thinking, has someone done someone off the ball or whatever? You don't know, and obviously it's got. I
just thought it was nonsense. I'll be honest. I think the rule's nonsense. Two players having a fight with each other in the same team. Get over it. The rule's nonsense. It's not a rule for football. It's a rule for people watching football. It's utter nonsense. You slap an opposition fan, that's something you're trying to gain. Opposition player. Cantona. Yeah. Opposition player, then you're trying to gain something out of it. You could hurt an opponent, but your own player. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. I couldn't care less if a little child is watching TV and he gets upset by it. I really don't. It's football. Things happen. Yeah. It's not absolute nonsense. And the referee should have just gone over and just said, pack it in. And if he'd been sort of afterwards gone, well, you should have sent him off, he can just say, didn't think it was hard, didn't think it was a slap. Just thought he was putting his hand on his face and to say, shut up or something. Can make 1,000 excuses for it. Never a sending off. Absolute nonsense. How can an opposition team benefit and maybe end up going on and getting the 3 points from two players on the same team having an argument? Nonsense. Yeah. Absolute garbage.
I think that's what... I will come to you now, John. I think they've sort of tried to explain that.
You can explain it all you want.
No, I'm saying it's there as almost like you're not allowed to raise your hand, but why? You're right. Why should the opposition benefit from it?
It's there for kids.
Yeah,
that's what it's there for. It's there for kids. And it's not any kind of sporting advantage. It's there to say to kids watching, oh, you're not allowed to raise your hands in football. It's nonsense.
I mean, it's right you're not allowed to raise your hands, but sending...
That's not being funny, Baz. That's for parents.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's a parent's job, not a footballer's job.
Says the man with no kids, right?
No, it doesn't really matter whether I've got kids or not. You raise your kids. Footballers don't raise your kids.
True, very true.
So it's absolutely pathetic.
Yeah. Okay.
And I feel angry about it.
No, it's fine. I think David Moyes summed it up well. Said, it happened and we move on because we've won the game. But if we hadn't have won the game, I think my opinion would have been, a lot different on it. And apparently Anthony Taylor, who's the fourth official, said he can be sent off for that, as in he's got to go. What are you on? It's 100% got to go. He said he can be sent off for it. They
hadn't even stopped arguing, and he bandaged the red card.
Yeah. Well, John, you were in the stadium.
First thing, apart from the fact, so far away. Yeah. People, me and the missus and people around us, we're still thinking, crikey, what happened there? Because you see the ball,
of course,
and you do, the lady in front of us turned around and said, I thought that was it,
Yeah.
And then you see someone's been sent off. What's that all about, right? Then what happens after that, I don't know, because we're not close enough. Wait till you get home, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. You have to, because of colour and stuff like that. You think. Normally those reactions by a black player are because someone said something inappropriate, blah, blah, blah. And then you get home, you see it, and you know that Gana has apologised and all those sorts of things. And then you get a TV thing on Sky, when I was watching it last night, it was, the rules say you raise your hands, you have to be sent off. No, you don't. That's rubbish. I've not heard anybody talk about kids other than you, right? So I don't know where that comes from. But the reality is...
that's why it's in place, though.
But I don't know if that is if that's why it is. It
won't only be, will it? It'll be a fair play thing, won't it? From UEFA.
Fine, fair play, whatever, right? Yeah. But the reality is we have referees who don't know the bloody difference between doing the right thing and doing things right, and the error on the second one. And that referee got his goddamn red card out so quickly. It was unbelievable.
Like Pat said, they hadn't even finished what they were doing.
You know,
he sent him off.
and you're back to and you're back to one of those things where different clubs, different players, wearing different coloured shirts, blah blah blah. That wouldn't have happened, right? And it'll get referenced in refs mic'd up and all this, and you know, Howard will do all his arm waving and explain, you know, why it was a sending off. And the reality is, if you're going to have something like VAR around to make sure you get to the right decision, don't jump in two-footed where it's not a clear and obvious error for the referee to send him off. It's a subjective call, and the subjectivity is how hard did he hit him. And it's a 5'6" guy against a 6'4" guy, right, who are having a big spat in public. It's like having a domestic in a restaurant or something with your missus, isn't it? And everyone's watching. But not that it happens.
No.
Right?
Come on, say.
But me, Your Honour.
And an emerging what looked like it could have been a very good game, I know it turned out to be one for us, could have been killed by a dopey referee knee-jerking into a sending off.
I said this today, it's like, isn't the responsibility of the referees to, and by the way, on the mic up, just for clarity, Michael Owen said it was 100% the correct decision, so he'll be backing Howard Webb up when he does that with him. But that's by
He's
the
an
by.
idiot, though, isn't he?
But that's by the by. John Boren, Michael Boren.
Yeah, don't say John Boren.
Yeah, John Boren. That's just the standard. My middle name's John, so it's fine.
Baz Boring's, that's better rhyme, isn't it?
Well, not really, because it's everyone uses the John, so it's not a problem. But my middle name's John, so it's fine. The thing about it is, this is what I was saying today, that when you go to game, you generally want to see 11v11. That's what you're going for, don't you?
Carragher was saying that last night, which
did he? Well, I haven't heard.
No due respect to him, he was saying it. In the good old days, he almost said, you do what you can to keep both teams at 11.
So for me, and I said it at lunchtime, there should be like a 4 sub there. So rather than the red card, he should be saying, the rule book for me should say to the manager, you've got to substitute this player. He's got to leave the field. And you have to change him. And that would still disadvantage Everton.
I wouldn't do that.
No, but I think if you're going to have that, they're going to have a rule. They're not going to remove that rule. It's never going.
It's the application of the rules the issue.
They won't. They will never, ever rule it.
I'm not...
Because how can you? You can't go... Because your argument, if I was like sort of devil's advocate, well, it's a small fella with a big fella, so it doesn't really matter. But they're like the slap or whatever. That doesn't count to them.
But it's not a binary decision, right? It's not... The way it's supposed to be applied isn't you raise your hand, because you're going to have to define what that means.
But you're the first person I've heard say it wasn't a red card.
I didn't. When did I just say it wasn't a red card?
Well, you said he couldn't wait to get it. You're implying.
I think he made too fast a decision, and VAR is never going to overrule it, right?
They did say. Where's my phone? They did say that had he not sent him off, he'd have been sent to the screen because it was violent conduct.
Yes, that's right.
To be told to send them off, so he would have got sent. Well,
again, VAR doesn't tell the referee what to do. It shouldn't. We know. We all see it, right? But the reality is, the way the rule is written, the severity of how hard you hit him, for example, if I go like that, that's I've raised my hand. If I go bang like that, I've knocked him out. Both of them get the same punishment according to this referee, which is ridiculous, right? So he could have chosen not to send him off.
But that's what I'm saying,
so
Dave.
Take time to make that decision.
What they've said is, I don't know, it must have come from the VAR, he would have been sent to the screen to send them off anyway.
To review it?
Because he goes to the screen, he'd have been instructed to go, even though he's seen it. He's got a clear sight because he's raised his hand.
There you go.
Because he's gone like that, that's what it is.
Whatever. In my mind, right, and this is part of the problem, right, in my mind, when this referee's got a very, very clear view of that, and he chooses like other sports would, and we were just talking about Magic Weekend, right, referees there, let them beat the shit out of each other, call the two captains over and say, tell your teams to behave themselves.
No, but
and then they carry on. But that's a man's game, right? But the issue here is, it's a subjective call. Right? VAR can't call a ref over, in my opinion, to review something which is a subjective call unless they say, we can show you video evidence which may change your mind. Right? But if he hadn't sent him off, is that a clear and obvious error? He might say, Billy touched it.
I'd like to call them over and show them it in slow motion.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting if he went to the screen, though. But I think
exactly. What would you? That would be great, wouldn't it?
But Dave told him that he was.
Wouldn't it be hilarious just to go over and go, "Well, I've seen the slap, but yeah, I'll watch it in slow motion, see how his face ripples or something." It's
the severity.
Yeah,
it's
like.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I've not seen this thing.
If they're keeping that level, that line, right? If they're keeping that line that stays in, you cannot do that. Then I still struggle to see how the opposition get rewarded by it. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna punish the team for doing it because they're not allowed to do it, say because that's
or give them a ban after the game.
No,
what I'm saying is that.
But I think if Moyes would have had to change him, it is disadvantaging Everton, isn't it? Because especially the way last night was, because if he'd have had to sub Gana, we'd have still had 11v11. I don't think any United fans would have been, you know what I mean? It's something between their players. But Everton would have used 2 sub windows as well then. So we would have had 1 sub window for 77 minutes. So it's still a disadvantage to the football team and the manager having to get the player removed from the game. And that is also quite embarrassing, isn't it? You've got to take this player off because he's been an all. You know what I mean? And that still upholds, I guess, that rule, if that rule's always going to stay in, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but we're coming here or debating sort of with like ban him afterwards, do a force. But that's based on a premise that it was no choice for the referee. He had to. The rule says, ye shall send him off.
Everyone has said that, John.
I know.
I know you might read it.
Have you read the rule? The rule
I've seen the rule read out.
Yeah, the rule is about severity. Now, if the referee was to say, I have sent him off because I think the severity of the slap exceeded the threshold when I send off players.
But I don't like that either. But how can you have a threshold?
Okay.
Well, there has to be, because that's how the rules
The way I'd look at it is, right, if Michael Keane hits the deck, it's probably a sending off.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you've seen something happen, which is like cause and effect.
Yeah.
You've seen that, and everyone watching has seen that, and that's bad. But that didn't happen. Michael Keane just looked at him as in he was having, like, it was on a night out.
Well, he was
mates are slapping each other on the face.
He was flailing his arm after Keane had pushed him away.
This is a totally different thing, but sums up the nonsense. Did you see that clip on social media the other day where the opposition player goes like that with his foot to the fella, and the referee sends him off, and they're just talking, messing around. He raises his foot to the opposition one, and it's things like that.
In this case,
and they're literally just talking. All of the.
I've seen people where they've run over an opposition player, has run over to another player, and he's gone like that, and he'll give him a little slap on the face, and the fella's reacted that bad. Well, then surely that should be a sending off.
I'm sure someone could, if they wanted to find a clip of a player doing that, the opposition player going down like he's been shot, and the referee saying, "Hey."
But it's like. The equivalent is when someone puts their head on their head,
like and Keane did,
and then they go down. Then they go down.
Yeah.
It happened. Right, it happened, and my frustration there was
shot ourselves in the foot.
We've got this game. We've got hold of this game, and I actually. Very unusual for me. I was thinking, we're going to win this game. Like, we will win this. There's no doubt. We're just a better side, and. So I was devastated for a few minutes, but what I thought Everton did really, and Michael Keane for me, he was all over the place in that opening 15, like all over the place. After the sending off, I thought he was excellent with Tarkowski, so it did sort of refocus him. He done brilliantly after that. But I thought what Everton did really well was carry on doing what they were doing. They just went to 4-4-1.
Yeah.
And they just carried on doing what they were doing. They were getting forward, and we looked a far more dangerous team still. Even with 10 men, and I think we said. Go on.
I was going to say no.
It was a bit weird for 10 minutes, wasn't it?
It was weird because everyone was still trying to figure out what had gone on, and the fallout of it.
Although Bruno Fernandes was celebrating and going yes, as if it was as if like it happened to one of his players.
It calmed down fans of both teams.
But it was like everyone was
quiet.
The game just sort of kept on playing out, and then you were like, and then I was like. We're still playing well here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, we're doing well, and within 2 minutes we scored. And it was like, this hasn't.
There was no notable mentality shift. What get everyone back?
We just had one less player on the pitch, and that's all that was happening. The formation stayed the same. Players just maybe run a little bit harder. I was like, what's going on? Why haven't we conceded 2 goals in 2 minutes? what's going on? This is very un-Everton-like. So, yeah, the response was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it really got everyone going. And obviously that led to the goal.
Yeah, it did. I mean, John, just before we get on to the goal, was that how you saw it in there, that we just carried on sort of doing what we were doing?
And I don't think there was a material difference on us only having 10 players till fatigue started kicking in. They didn't exploit it. I mean, they obviously got to talk to at half-time, right? So they made the pitch a bit wider, but that was about all.
But in that first half, though, it was strange.
Yeah,
wasn't
absolutely. And you asked, your first question was how we, there was a few minutes of we're down to 10 men. Very simple, like you say, 4-4-1. And then we asserted it again and got a well-deserved goal.
Let's have a look at the stills from the goal, because it's a brilliant goal. And James Garner picks the ball up. I've got Dewsbury-Hall circled here. And this is what I wanted to talk about before. If we do, sorry, go back one, James. Sorry, I thought I'd circled the two, but I haven't. So we've got Dewsbury-Hall circled there. So Manchester United's two holding midfielders, one's by the referee, Bruno Fernandes, and Casemiro's the other one, who's, I suppose, trying to screen whoever's next to him there. But there's that zone 13, as they call it, the pocket where Dewsbury-Hall is. So Garner plays, who gets an assist for this goal, by the way, which is mad, but there you go. Garner slides that ball in exactly how he should. Dewsbury-Hall taking it on the half turn. Their two hold midfielders are out of the game, as is the wing back. So all Dewsbury-Hall's got to do now is, I've got them circled there, so the way behind it. All he's got to do is attack Lenny Yoro, and we've got Tierno Barry making a good run, heading towards.
Good run.
Move the defender out the way, get towards that penalty spot. Dewsbury-Hall's going to attack that space. Barry's on the run, and it's this touch here which throws Lenny Yoro. He comes back inside, real clever footwork, comes inside. It's Yoro gets a little toe poke on it, but can only help it on, and it's in this position. And look, Barry's got himself a nice little bit of space between him and. It's the lit, and it's Luke Shaw, isn't he? He's got himself that little space there.
Yeah.
And then Dewsbury-Hall has just got it at the Real right foot. That's where he's going for. And obviously, that's exactly where he puts it, which he didn't put it there against Fulham. He put it the back row of the South Stand.
He did.
And then obviously, he runs off and celebrating. Lamans, you could argue, could do a little bit better, but he hit it well, and the keeper gets answer with it. It's the way it is, but as it's left his foot there and the net's bustled, it was just like, wow, that's a hell of a goal, and just a huge boost after going down to 10 men. And we talked, Ped, haven't we? We said about players having to weigh in with goals. We're not a team that scored a lot of goals. Dewsbury-Hall in the summer said he thinks he can get 10. That's his second. Scored cracker at Wolves. And he's now gone and scored the
one
cracker
disallowed against Fulham.
And one against Fulham. So this is what we need, don't we? If he's going to play in that, we need our midfield play score.
Yeah. He had, again, another good game.
Yeah, he did.
Following on from Fulham. And role was... It wasn't... I was like, because Garner was back in there, so it wasn't sort of changed... it was sort of changed a little bit from the Fulham game, but it wasn't back to what it was previously before that.
Yeah.
I suppose playing almost like a two-man midfield might have done something about that, but no, this is exactly what we need from him. We need him weighing in with goals, we need him running at people, affecting the game, because we've spoke for weeks about no driving force through the centre of the park. And maybe that's why Carlos Alcaraz should come into the team, but in that moment he showed what he can do, and if he does more of that, then he will score more goals or certainly create more goals.
John, what a goal. And obviously down at your end as well, which is always lovely, isn't it?
He's really good at finding space. So he's always an out ball for anybody, isn't he? And he was asking for that ball, knew what he was going to do. I think Yoro, who wasn't a particularly good defender, must have thought, well,
I thought he was better than Branthwaite.
Apparently so, yeah.
It's not true, though. He probably thought...
Fitter than Branthwaite.
He probably thought, I've done all right here, put him on his right foot, because he's left-footed. And then he watched got a toe on it to set it up for him, right? And then screamed it in. I thought it took a deflection, but I don't think it did it?
No.
So in the ground, I thought De Ligt had just got it and taken it over the keeper. Shot, and I agree, the keeper could have done better, right? But it's still gone exactly, as you say, exactly where he wanted. Limbs ensued.
Yeah, limbs looked like they ensued, John, as well. And I think the thing for that is Dewsbury-Hall is such a good footballer. I think he's proved that. And he had a couple of games where people were like, needs to do more. But in general, I think he's been a brilliant sign, 25 million. So comfortable on the ball, knows, experienced. Seen it last night. And when he went into the two, it almost made his job easier. Him and James Garner, they were busy. They were blocking lanes off. They sat in. They were getting toes in. And him and Grealish, when they both get the ball and they're calm under pressure. I mean, sometimes they're a little bit too calm. There was one there in the second half where they come out of about 3 of them. He's trying to roll. Instead of playing one round the corner, he's trying to give it back to Jack, and it went out. But in general, he was so busy in that role alongside James Garner that for me, when we're allowed to play with 11 men, maybe, and particularly, I guess when Idrissa goes anywhere, well, he's gone now, hasn't he? Essentially,
logically,
you know, there's an opportunity to play him deeper with James Garner and have maybe either Charlie Alcaraz or Timmy Abunaman and let them be busy there, because against Fulham he was Everton's deepest midfielder. I know James Garner was right back, but he was Everton's deepest midfield player anyway, and he seemed to really enjoy that, and he was man of the match then, and last night he's done a great job again. But it was a hell of a goal, and I think that's what you want. And what I really like about him is he just seems to get Everton. He just seems to really wanted to come in and go, I want to make this. Like,
I mean, to be fair, he's played for Leicester and Chelsea.
No, he has.
Nothing to get about those two clubs.
He played teams who played blue.
There's nothing to get about those two teams.
No, what I mean is we've seen it before with some players who go to those clubs. And listen, he could have easily just stayed at Chelsea. He got games every now and again, wouldn't he? Big money. But he's wanted to come in and wanted to be important, and I think that's quite refreshing as well at that age, recognising that rather than waiting until you're 29 and going, I want to go and do that now. He's sort of done it at good age, and I think he's been a really good signing for Everton so far.
Yeah, I mean, for the money, he's been a great signing. He's had a couple of games where I haven't been fully infused by him.
You want more from him, that's why.
But I think the last couple of games he's really picked up the mantle.
But that's probably though,
like, because he listens.
He listens, yeah. But that's what we said though. We want him.
Yeah.
And he said himself many a time, I said it last night on my match. I'll say an 8, right? But it's a midfield. But he's just a centre midfield player. Look at all these numbers. He's just a lad who wants to do bit. He doesn't want to be off the front man because he wants to be on the ball.
He wants to be on the ball. He wants to be involved in the game.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, that's where he's been in the last couple of games, and games haven't passed him by. I think that's massively important. But you can tell he's ambitious to play football.
Yeah.
He's ambitious to play as much football as he can. He wants to play for England. The only way you're going to do that is by getting better. I mean, that's just reality, isn't it? The only way he's going to get better is play for England is by getting better, which is good for us. That's his ambition. Go and try and achieve it. Give it your best shot.
Yeah.
You know, you're not doing that by sitting on someone's bench, and you're only going to do that by playing week in and week out and having games like that in high-pressured situations.
John, having someone like him who has been, obviously, he done well for Leicester, didn't he, and all that, and has gone off to Chelsea and played some big games. I know, you know, but certainly the Europa Conference League, he played every game for them, and it was key for them. Having those kind of players, and obviously Jack Grealish as well, there really helps in them moments like last night, because Everton, you know, I just pointed that out. We've been doing this a long time. It's the first time we've ever been able to do a final away from after Old Trafford where Everton have won. So being able to go there and in adversity have a couple of lads like Grealish and like Dewsbury-Hall. You have to give other players were calm. James Garner was calm, and the defence were great, but those lads who they looked, so you could see the place looking to them to get the ball and get us out of trouble, calm it down. It's key, isn't it, to have a midfield player who's capable of putting his foot on.
It is absolutely key. And in those moments, quality counts. You know, and you're talking about Dewsbury-Hall, and he wants to make a difference, and other than the use of the word project in his post-match press conference, what he said was spot on, which is what you just said. I want to play football, he was really saying. You got Grealish, I want to play football. The pair of them are having the time of their lives at the moment. They're both really enjoying it. And you play better when you're enjoying it. And they become an example then.
Of course, yeah.
That bar called standard is getting raised. And it doesn't have to go much but before you start thinking something real going on here. James Garner's have to lift his game to get a game, and he has done, and so on.
It doesn't always click with some players, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Some players don't click. They don't realise it's too late before it's over. Got one sitting on our bench at the moment that the penny might just be dropping with him. That if you want to get in this team not saying our team's amazing, by the way, but if you want to get in our team, you're going to have to... And that's what James Garner's done this season. He's gone, I'm going to find it hard to get in this team. I've got to raise my level.
We've got a lad who come on in the 89th minute who's been has been an important part of the previous managers. I thought you were hitting the Tyler Dibbling.
No, he's shot on twice.
Apologies. I thought you were throwing. Well, it applies to Dibbling as well.
Of course it does.
£40 million come in. How do I'm not even getting a minute here now. Yeah. How do I?
Well, he saw last night why, because the levels, right? But that's what we want, and that's what the manager wants. He wants competition for places. He wants when guys are doing the old-fashioned knocking on his door, saying, "Lad, just do what they do."
Well, we got the first half. I thought we were fantastic, and again, even in commentary, and people were saying, "Looks like Everton are the ones with 11 men."
It did,
because we were nothing really changed. They had one real moment where Dorgu coming down the back and he's put it over. It was a good move that. But they should have had a lot of them because of the extra man. Jordan Pickford made a brilliant save from Fernandes, took a nick off Jack Grealish. It's a save you'd expect them, but it was a good save. We went in at half time, that they're going to, I'll be honest, I'm thinking, if we could get a point, we've done brilliantly here because of the going down to 10 men so early. And we knew they were going to mix it, and he changed it at half time. He brought another, switched it, brought Mason Mount on. And they got on the front foot, as you'd expect. But what we didn't do against Sunderland, we did last night, which was we made sure we had everyone behind the ball last night. And for the first 5 or 10 minutes of the second half, we just cleared our lines. Against Sunderland, it was crazy, wasn't it? The first 5 minutes after half time was just like, fucking hell's gone on here? Like they'd walked into the Alamo or something. They'd be kicking it against each other and all that, and they were quite calm. And I think someone who deserves huge credit in all of that is the goalkeeper, for organisation, for calm. I mean, contrary to what some people say, calming everybody down. Demanding they're in the right place. I mean, a couple of times Sarkovsky wasn't tight and he should have been, but I thought he was excellent last night, Jordan, just talking, and we'll come on to the big moments later on, but I just thought, again, Ped displaying the maturity we're now seeing from him.
Well, certainly for the incident, he done really well to get in the middle of it. He saves were amazing. There was a couple of moments his kicking really absolutely annoyed me. There was one in that. Did you see the one in the injury time where he had it, and I looked away, and the next minute they're coming back at us because there was a couple of moments like that.
He was trying to,
he tried a flat one.
It's a couple of moments like that where I was like, stop it. But for the majority, I give him 9.5 on my player ratings last night because he made a wonder save. But there's a lot of maturity, and he kept his head. Tried to help other people keep theirs as well. Very Pickford and other people will lose it. Tarky lost his head last night on many occasions.
He did,
what are you doing?
The thing with the Xerxes thing, twice he done it in the first half, and one he just raised. He done the thing what centre backs have been doing, and we've all played. So you see him lift the leg up, you're trying to make it run, and Xerxes went round rolling on his, rolling his foot, and the referee wasn't interested. And when he come over, they had a little set to, and because Tarky doesn't back down, Xerxes sort of went to shake his hand, and he gave him a few choice words, but then he went and done it again on the edge of the box, and the referee let it go again. It's like, mate, calm down, and then he left Xerxes for one of the saves Pickford that time, and Pickford should have saved it, but it was still a good save, but it was Adam, but he left him on his own with a free header. But Jordan, I thought, was really good, and I thought the discipline shown by the players, particularly our young striker, who has got better and better the last few games. I thought, he was excellent last night for us in doing the stuff that maybe not always. We want him to score goals. Let's not make any bones about it. And he ultimately will be judged on his goals. Of course he will. But for me, and I don't know whether you two agree, we'll go with you first, John, but Sunderland, it was a good performance from him. Then Fulham was much better, and he scored in that game. Ilman and Jai was offside, but he scored. And then last night was better because it was a different. We needed different from him than what we needed against Fulham. I thought he was really good.
He won. It seemed like he won everything.
He won 14 aerial duels, which is the most in the Premier League this season.
But more than that, he stopped them from exploiting that they had an extra man. they were almost like always had 2 or 3 marking him, right? And he run himself into the ground, and he was on treacle and the manager left him on because of that. He was still leaping and winning headers, even though he couldn't barely walk. Never mind.
He got a great tackling on the edge of the box when he's on the edge of our box.
So that's his best all-round performance, isn't it? And clearly he will start, next week as well. So he's in the mode of making that shirt his.
And again, a great deception from him.
Yeah, he needs to smile a bit.
Great deception from the other side.
Oh, he had the energy.
Yeah, he needs to smile a bit.
I mean, what for you?
He was an outball, wasn't he? And that was
totally,
like different from Sunderland. We didn't have a way of getting out against Sunderland, but we had a way out, and we just got Ndiaye and Grealish in the right pockets around them when we went long. And for the most part, it worked. And so there was always an outball. I think that's massively important, because if it just keeps on coming back and keep coming back, you see what happens. You make a save and then comes back again, and everyone's like, no one's set.
Yeah.
And you just need that breather. Well, going long to your striker and him winning the header and then chasing the header, or someone else seeing it means that they have to go up 10 yards, back 10 yards, whereas when they're camped in, you're half because you've got no way out. And we've seen this has always been my thing with Beto over Dominic Calvert-Lewin, by the way. When you had Dom, you always had an outball, but when you had Beto, it was very rare till some games towards the end of the season. With Beto, it looks like you can give him that ball, and even early on, even early on with Barry, his link-up play was really good. And then when we went long, he started winning all the headers, and it was that thing of like, well, you've just got to go back an extra 10 yards, so you have to go forward an extra 10 yards, and you have to start again, and it just gives you a little bit of time to go, right, lads, we can have a breather, we can restart, get our positions, the goalkeeper, just those little moments. And that's why he kept them on. It's why he kept Ndiaye on and Grealish on as long as they did, because they did brilliantly as well.
Their work was, the numbers offensively aren't great, because they worked their socks off, and they just blocked off what United wanted to do. I mean, I thought, looking at it, and I'm made up with that, but I think Amarim he was sort of paralysed in what to do. They never kicked on, did they? They never pushed on another 10 yards. They were...
And that, players should be able to do some of that themselves.
Of course, yeah.
But you do the half-time things, and for us, if you're in the away end, first off I hope it's not like Sunderland, where good first off. And you think, let's get through the first 15, they're going to come out, the manager, they came out early and compared to us, or we came out late, depending on which way you want to look at it. But within 10 minutes, Amarim's making changes. So whatever he said at half-time, didn't do it. And that gives you a lift, doesn't it? He's changing it already.
I think bringing Dallas on at half-time was mad. Yeah. It was like, it just didn't do anything.
They just sort of moved the deck. He just put different people on, didn't he?
Well, he's wedded to his system, isn't he?
It just didn't work. And
he's totally wedded to his system.
And he never threw anything at us till like the entire game. So it was pointless. It's just a weird club.
It is weird. They've got good players. You look at them and they've got good players, but they're just odd, aren't they? The midfield's not very good, and that's his problem, is that for what they want to do, they've got good front players. Ahmad was excellent for them. I thought he was their best player. Fernandes was probably the second best.
The only player who really hurt us was Manu.
Well, when he come on, because he breaks the line, he's a good footballer, and you look at him and go, why is he not? And I like Mason Mount, but he's hit and miss, isn't he? He was really good for Chelsea. It's not really
Mason Mount's like Paul McCartney and Avril Lavigne. The real one went, and this is a different one. I'm telling you now. There's a conspiracy theory somewhere with Mason Mount. The one who played for Chelsea this is his twin brother. This is his twin brother. I'm convinced of it. They're not the same fella. Okay. They're not the same person.
Right,
I'm not going full. I'm just saying twin brother.
Yeah, fair play. I thought we defended brilliantly. We had blocks, we cleared things from the 6-yard box. We made sure they didn't get any free shots. The one time, because the other straight header from Xerxes, I expect Pickford to just tip that over. Yeah. But the one time my heart sank was the Xerxes header, and it looked like it was in the corner, and somehow Jordan Pickford stretched and... you see incredible. It's literally his fingertips and he somehow just diverts it. It's an unbelievable save. If it was Alisson or one of them, Raya, if it was Ramsdale, he'd be getting a whole Athletic article about the save. Remember that? You knobhead. Not Ramsdale, the person who wrote a whole article on one save he made against Leicester, which is incredible. Prince in the living. But unbelievable save at a key time in the game, and you know.
Well, Roberto did a little bit on our goal, and it's what he said the goalie, because he says obviously he's a professional goalkeeping coach as well as being a physio.
Roberto, class.
And he said the goalie pushed off the wrong way, I think, which is right, and that meant that he had to jump further the other way, and that just shows you the difference in Jordan's not like he's not worrying, he's not preempting, and I think this is what he actually used to get criticised, and I think Neville criticised him for this, is that too often he preempted where he thought it was going to go, and I think that save shows that he's got so much confidence, and he's become such a better goalkeeper that he doesn't actually react till he knows where it's going. I mean, there must be, obviously I'm not a goalkeeper and I'm not a goalkeeper coach like Roberto Martinez, but he obviously has got the experience to know which one he has to use, and in that case he waited for the header and he got over, and it was a fantastic save.
In the stadium, it was watching a football match live in slow motion.
It is those moments, isn't it?
It was a slow motion moment, and then you see he's got to it. We all expected that to be rippling the net. Great dive from the keeper, shown respect for the header, put it in, but no, just gets to it.
Well, even there was one that was flashed wide, wasn't it? Was it Mount? Was it?
Yeah.
And it was off the first save. Yeah. And I was more worried about that one, because that one could have took a deflection, and that's what I was more worried about. I thought
someone was coming in at the far.
I was more worried not that one. I was more worried about the first one. That was going to take a deflection and just go in, bounce off someone. But Pickford makes the save, and then it comes back straight when he makes the shot. And Pickford goes like that, and when you watch it and you see how far wide it goes, but when you see Pickford go like he knows, it's that as well, where we're all like, oh, like
that. The one you won't see obviously in the ground, because it wouldn't have looked like this to you, but they had a shot about, I don't know, I can't even remember, it was like 15 minutes in the second.
Oh, but it went that way,
and he hit it, and Pickford dived, and it went, and it looked like it was going there, but it didn't. It went up, but it looked like it, you know, when you see it, and you see the goalie diving, you're thinking, it's going in, and then the next one you're like, where's the ball coming this way?
It went off for a throw or something.
Yeah, it was mental. But no, that save was sensational.
He's getting better, isn't he?
Well, he's just
maturing.
I think like Ped said, he's just calm and he's confident.
Maybe Roberto brings him.
Maybe
Roberto gives him the bell and says, lad, what are you doing?
I think it's the calmness, and he's been there, done it, and he's playing really confident. He's went away with England, kept his 10th clean sheets on the run, and he had a clean sheet before he went. When I played for England, clean sheet, come back, play for Everton, clean sheet.
That's what he does.
He's got the Geordies at the weekend, the horse punches, he'll be looking for the clean sheet there, won't he? Hopefully, fingers crossed. But he's just playing well, and he's confident, and he's experienced now as well, so it all comes together. And the lads in front of him, Michalenko, worked his socks off, was excellent for us, you know, and that's what he is. He comes into his own in them games, Michalenko. It's about the defending, and you know, and Jake O'Brien who come on, and
there's no drama.
A shout out for Jake O'Brien, because obviously he done really well last season filling in that role. He's a centre back. We know he's a centre back. And he started the season, he's been okay. It's just that last year, I think, we were very much in, we needed results, and therefore you ground out games, so it didn't matter. And we played differently last season. The two wide men we had Jack Harrison and Jesper Lindstrom as wide men, right? And we had Njayu, you just give the ball to. So all Jake was really there to do was, he had someone working hard in front of him who was not really creative, and he just needed to clear his lines. This year, we are a much better football team. We have the ball more. We're more offensive. You know, we're on the front foot a lot more because we got two wide men who want the ball. We've just talked about how much Dewsbury-Hall wants. We want to play a bit more football. It's why Beto struggled, to be honest. It's why he's struggling more, and why Jake, those sort of attacking deficiencies are shown, and it's why Miko's deficiencies are shown up, because you want them to be on the outside, up and down, and putting balls in. But last night was about go on and defend. Down to 10 men, you've got to keep your shape, be nice and strong. You're going to have lads running at you. It took them 10 minutes to get used to it, because they had Ahmad, and they had sort of like Mbumo dropping in that side, Fernandez. So at times, and Luke Shaw, they had two on almost one, but Jai helped them out there. After that,
you know, he didn't compete in one ground duel last night.
Didn't he?
Which is really telling.
interesting,
That's
isn't
really
it?
telling
Yeah,
because that means he didn't try and
He didn't try
and take the ball off anybody,
Yeah.
which is really interesting because that shows that he didn't fall into the trap of trying to
Getting
get
sucked
involved
into 1v1, yeah.
with a winger, which is different from when we've seen him at City. And I think that's maybe something, I don't know,
Coached it.
maybe, or maybe the opportunity didn't really happen. But I thought that was quite interesting because you always look at that stuff and think, well, if you're a defender, you're always going to have a ground duel or an aerial duel. But there's no ground
Our
duel.
midfield players didn't make a tackle. James Garner didn't make a single tackle.
Wow.
And he's a defensive midfield
Our
player.
midfielders are like Maldini's.
That was it. We didn't need it. We just had the ball.
Yeah.
So it shows you. I thought he did well. So listen, everyone full of praise. The time seemed to, that last 15 minutes seemed to take 7 hours and 8 minutes. It was just like, felt like loads had gone on and you look and go, it's 41 seconds. Oh my God. And then I'm thinking, you know, we'd had the Pickford save and then they had a couple where the lit had one where it broke and he hit it and he just didn't catch it and Pickford fell on it and you're like, oh my God, come on. The manager, I thought, at times, I think everybody's criticised David Moyes' subs, but I thought last night he got them all at the right time. Barry, again, testament to how well he'd played. He left them on and he was knackered at the end, but he took them off, and Beto come on, and Beto put a couple of slide tackles in, and when it was all hands to the pump, he had Timmy Rabunum, went on and almost played as a right-hand side of midfield player and stuck to his job. And then we saw Carlos Alcaraz with a dodgy haircut coming on and Dwight McNeil. And they stuck to
I think he'd been to barber number 3, hadn't he? Never mind barber number 1.
Gotta go watch it on the telly again.
It's just a couple of bits where it's a little bit, questionable. But Charlie's normally like inch perfect, isn't he? But they come on, the lads had to get up to speed, and they did. And we had a couple of moments where if we'd have just got the final ball right on a breakaway twice, we might have even killed the game. Yeah. The one when the goalie was out and we won the ball.
Shoot!
They can shoot! Well, we couldn't get
Where's that Scottish commentator?
Where is he? What's a goalie doing? But the one sort of last breakaway, McNeil done fantastically well on him. He cleared the ball and he broke and went past someone and just drove forward, and it was like, you're looking at the clock, that 4 minutes, which I was absolutely kissing the floor with. I was thinking he was going to put at least 6 or 7 up, and then he skipped past and he was really turned back and he just kept it, and we knocked it in a couple of little triangles, and then the referee blows the whistle, and obviously, I mean, what was the end like when that whistle went on? Were you hanging on in that? What were you up? Because you said Mark, who we were with in the States, had to go because he couldn't take it.
He couldn't take it. He said, he messaged me earlier on WhatsApp. He said, sorry, I left early because my rule, don't go early. He said, my heart couldn't take it anymore. And he turned round to me when the board went up, and that's when he went, basically. He said, where have they come from? So he thought 4 was a lot.
Oh my God. And
I'm going, 4 on my watch type of thing. I just thought we had it, to be honest. But I was.
It's just though, it's when for me, it's always like you've dug in so much and you've worked so hard. Yeah.
Keep your attention for 4 more minutes.
Exactly, you deserve it because you've battled and scrapped in adversity, and you're in that injury time, you're thinking, please, not a deflection.
But also, you've lost a player to injury and you've lost a player to red card. So you need to take something from the game.
Yeah.
I did get to a moment in it which perhaps sums it up, even though I wasn't in worry mode, which was, I think they got a corner, and if they scored, there isn't enough time to get another one.
John, they got the corner, and that Lamon's come up.
The keeper came
up, and I was thinking, I'm sure it was like 93, and I was thinking, if they were to score now, there's probably not enough time for us to lose it, and that's not a terrible, which is an awful mindset.
I know, but it's where I was at that moment.
At that moment, because you've gone through so long with 10
the old 1-2.
Yeah, that was the thing.
1-2 punch.
That's it. But we dug it out, and it's an absolutely fantastic result. David Moyes' first win at Old Trafford in 17 as a visiting manager. He did win there at United, of course.
And as we were walking out, because we stuck around for 10 minutes when it finished singing songs and stuff, and then Brian's song came out there.
Well, let me just say this, right? Hopefully, what we need to do is get guys' feet ban up front to FIFA, because FIFA have just given Ronaldo a 3-match ban, but 2 of the games are suspended. Isn't that interesting? So let's get up front of FIFA and they'll sort it out. They want Idrissa Gana Gueye to be playing games at the World Cup without any issues. So let's just get them involved.
Yeah, give Premier League, give him a 3-game ban with 2 suspended, and if he ever slaps another player,
that's
he gets
it.
The
Here's
ban.
Ronaldo's suspended for a year, and he's not allowed to do anything else. So he can play in the World Cup now.
Fair play.
Is that what they've done?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Who did he go and see last week?
He was.
Idrissa, get to the White House, lad.
Yeah, he was with him, wasn't he?
Go see the Donald.
Idrissa, go and see Big Tom. You'll be all right. A couple of things from last night before we look at Dewsbury-Hall. Everton, the first team ever to win at Old Trafford with 10 men.
Yeah, was it 47 sending up or something?
46,
Self-inflicted.
46 others.
Yeah.
The 47.
Mad, yeah. Everton covered 104.76 kilometres last night with 10 men, which interestingly, 2 examples from the weekend was more than Liverpool ran and Tottenham ran with 11.
We normally run about 110, so yeah.
Tierno Barry 14 header duels. Nobody's won more in the Premier League this season. He had 12 attacking and 2 defensive duels. Jack Grealish and Dewsbury-Hall, the most foul players in the game. 3 fouls each. Last time Everton won on a Monday night away game was Sunderland in 2016.
Wrong.
Romelu Lukaku hat-trick. The first time we'd won a Premier League night game on a Monday since we beat Arsenal in 2021.
Wow.
Damari Gray. Everton is still the only side that Brian Mbeumo has faced on more than one occasion and has yet to score a goal or assist. It's 9 games now he's played against Everton and hasn't had a thing, which is mad. And United are only above Everton on goals scored in the Premier League. So, I mean, that was a bit
weird that they didn't show the top 11 table after the game, wasn't it?
yeah.
Showed it before, didn't they?
Top 11. But I mean, that's another. I know it's a little thing, but it's a massive boost to go above them. Even if it doesn't matter how long it lasts. But I think we'd have all been shocked, wouldn't we, in August if we'd have said last week in November we'd be above the.
We'd have the bed sheet saying hand it over.
Hand it over, yeah.
2 points off Champions League.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? So I mean, that shows
very
you.
tight, isn't it?
Shows you
18,
the importance.
19, 20 points. Yeah.
But even the things like, and I know this again, people are looking up, but we are looking up. But even the thing of going, well, it's 6 points clear of like the bottom 3, or 7 points rather, of the bottom 3. So it just moves that needle a little bit as well, doesn't it? I know we're not looking there, we're looking up. But I'm saying it's good to have the buffer for the players. And if Everton could go and beat Newcastle at the weekend, regardless of that, would be 6 points ahead of Newcastle as well. So that's what that's how you have to look at it.
Your brain stop you thinking, we could have beaten West Ham at home.
But then we could have got beat by Palace, couldn't we? We should have been 2 down at Palace.
So you always have those if buts, but you can turn those if buts into positives as well.
It can be. I mean, Ped, you said last night, but just briefly that on a thing that it could be like a Ronaldo moment.
I saw that. Yeah.
The Phil Neville tackle.
Could be the Phil Neville tackle, couldn't it? Something that brings brings everyone out, and it shows not only us, but if we beat them 1-0, people might have gone, oh yeah, Everton beat 1, but they're going out to 10 minutes in such a mad fashion.
Very early.
Everyone's looking, going, that's mad. That
75 minutes.
With
10 v 11.
No, 77, wasn't it? And then the injury time was 13 minutes.
Yes. Okay.
But the thing about it is as well is that sometimes in those moments you grow as you're given reaffirmation to everything the manager's trying to do, and that's players. You always have to bore out and we're doing this, and look, we get that reward. Jordan Pickford quotes after the manager told us to do this, and we've done it, and look, we've got the win. The players, that reaffirms that. It also gives you the belief we just gone to Manchester United, they were flying and beat them. We can go anywhere and win. That thing, a little needle move for the fans to go, this actually aren't a bad side, like and all of this stuff. That's how it is. You always have to have little bumps in the road. Can we overcome that? And but too often Everton haven't overcome it, and which is why you get to days like yesterday and the day, and you're thinking, I just can't see it. I know it happens, and me and Mike especially. Mike cried the whole day he was in yesterday.
I know.
And we had to talk him off the ledge a few times, but it results in a result like that last night, where everyone's like, "This is a fantastic result," and we haven't had enough of these, and hopefully we build on it. Let's have a look at Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. I gave him and Jordan Pickford joint man of the match, which I never really
That's
do,
what I did on mine.
But I think they were tremendous last night. 88 minutes played last night, 1 goal. He had 5 ball recoveries, 6 clearances, 6 ground duels, 1. There's his heat map, and he's had 10 games. He's got 4 goal involvements and an average rating on SofaScore, I think that is, of 7.27. So doing really well. We need more of those goals and assists, Kiernan, please. But if you Everton fans still fuming that his name is Kiernan and not Kieran, but not as much as David Moyes is fuming that James Garner isn't actually Jimmy Gardner. Yeah. And he said it on about 3 or 4 times last night, so fair play to him. Let's have a look at the overall match stats from the game. There you go, Manchester United 0, Everton 1. Manchester United 0. Everton 1. 25 shots at 3, 6 on target for Manchester United, 1 for the Toffees, an XG of 1.71 to Everton's 0.21. 30% possession. We've had less possession with 11 men.
Sean Dyche with you.
Haven't we? But that is I said yesterday, we don't really have these results where we go away and we get sort of, well, we didn't get battered, but it looks like you did off them and you somehow come away with a 1-0 win. We have it. I take a little bit of credit for that because we got it yesterday. But brilliant. Yeah. It's a brilliant result.
Lies.
Yeah.
Damn lies. Statistics.
Because
I don't know where the, XG comes from. Well, hell of a lot of shots, I suppose.
I guess the header by Xerxes, then two were quite central. Yeah,
but still going to be less than 0.34 or something, isn't it? So, but whatever.
I haven't looked.
But the bit you miss watching on the telly is coming out the ground and it's always mega packed on St Applesby Way and listening to people of another persuasion justifying what happened to themselves. Yeah. They only had 1 shot on target. That sort of stuff. Well, but yeah. Yeah,
but if it was the other way round, we'd be fuming, wouldn't we? We'd have had a team who we beat regularly, because they do. And we went and we had all our attempts and had 10 men from, and we got beat 1-0.
The 10 men thing really is a stiletto in the rib cage, isn't it?
Yeah, we'd be doing it, but we'd be going, they won that. But it was to be on this side of the fence because we've been on the other side a few times. It's absolutely fantastic. So
we just play brilliant. 10 every week now, yeah?
The wits me.
Just play with 10 every week.
Well, just win every week, I think. The last 2 games we've won. Since the Sunderland draw. Took 7 out of 9, haven't we? That's Sunderland's draw, and we've won the last 2 with 2 clean sheets. So it'd be lovely to make it 3 wins on the run at the weekend and put ourselves in a great position, of course, in the meantime. There you go. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be carrying on Premier now, going through your comments. If you want to become a Premier member, links in the description. QR codes on the screen now. And don't forget, Christmas jumpers are available. I've got this one, which is a nod to Chang beer. We've also got another one with Dixie Dean, as well as everything we've had, last Christmas, Goodison one, all of them as well, all available in the shop. Go and check it out. The window is closing, very much like the transfer window. You've got a couple of weeks to get your order in, so check it out. Right, thanks for watching. See you later.
Good one.